George Jetson. His boy Elroy. Daughter Judy. Jane, his wife.
Hey, no. I took this one out for you. You take this one, I keep this. You are not taking my whole wallet so you can go shopping.
I was just gonna buy some groceries.
Bullshit.
Y'all got that cartoon here? You don't get that? No? Yes, no. Yes, you do get that, right? It's the opposite of the Flintstones. Same jokes and shit, different age. Okay, so my name is John Lawson. Here's my, slide. You got to put a slide in there to explain who you are and why people should listen to you. I won't do that. You can read that for yourself. So basically, though, for the last, over the summer, something came up, and a partner of mine came over and it's like, we always meet on Saturdays for breakfast every once in a while, and we talk about things in the industry, and he's a CRM expert, and I'm the e-commerce guy, and so lately we've been watching Amazon, and we created this Facebook show. That's what I'd like to call it. It's at watchingamazon.com. Go over there, like the page. There's a lot of content there as we watch the industry of Amazon. And the reason why I'm watching Amazon so much is I believe Amazon is one of the most fascinating technology companies on the planet. It's one of them. It's not just an e-commerce thing, it's also a tech company. And they've been very important in driving technology. And so what I'm gonna talk to you about a little bit today might help you kind of formulate your opinion around where we're going in e-commerce. Sounds good? Yeah? So over there you saw the drone robots already, right? Those, or if you didn't see them yet, you'll see them lately or later. But Amazon bought a drone company, I can't remember the year, but it's been like 5 years ago. And they use that in their fulfillment centers. And it's reducing the cost of fulfillment for all of the things they're doing as they grow, because robots are actually doing the task faster than humans can. But I think one of the most cool things about these robots is that it's making their warehouses way more efficient, and it's saving them a lot of money because they don't need to have enough room for humans to walk through. They can use that same space for a robot to just bring the shelf through and keep it nice and tight, which is allowing Amazon to overstock their warehouse and save them, like they say, $22 million per warehouse. I'm guessing that's over the life of a warehouse. I don't think that's like every year or anything like that. But it's very interesting technology. And so the deal is I get to go out to a lot of shows and stuff, and just as a speaker and as an industry guy. And so we're going to start off with some of the tech a little bit. The first thing I want to deal with is VR, virtual reality, as it relates to e-commerce. And it seems like when you go to the major shows, you go to CES or something, virtual reality is always there. And usually it gives you an opportunity to do a demo in the e-commerce space. And this is kind of what we're seeing right now, so go for it.
Oh yeah, I need to do the shopping.
Welcome, Anne. What do you need?
Hi, Super. I need some pasta. Let's see then. Ah, there it is. Whoops, I almost forgot. Lucy, who's gluten intolerant, is also going to be there tonight. Show me just the gluten-free products, please.
Anne, I have activated the gluten filter for this shelf.
Now I need snacks for my son.
Anyway, so stupid, isn't it? It's just not ready, How many of us are going to strap on a damn helmet and grab some sticks and then walk around our house and pick out gluten-free shit. I mean, it's just, I'm like, you really set that up for me? You know? So when it comes to mainstream, it's just not ready yet. It's a lot of cost for just to have the hardware in your home. Also, you know, it takes a lot of tech skills and a lot of money to create these environments that are virtual, that it would run in. And then really what people aren't talking about is it's very hard to create these spaces where it won't make the end user sick. Right? Where you put that thing on and it just changes everything about you. So it's working very well right now in the gaming industry, like doing the rides with the virtual headset on a roller coaster. All of that is fantastic. But in terms of just what we're going to see in e-commerce, I haven't seen anything yet that's made me go, wow, okay, we're ready for this. So we'll move on to the next thing, which is big data, big data, big data, big data. Say that as many times as you can, because every time you say that, you sound smarter, right? Because people are always wondering, what's big data? What's big data? Big data is just a lot of little data, just a whole lot of it. That's big data. And if you think about it in our space, right, in e-commerce, every time somebody comes to your site, they click on a button, they do a lookup, they download something, they create or fulfill the transaction. All of these are data points. And when you put those together, that becomes big data, because you take that and you throw it up against everything that's going on in social signals, and all of these signals together becomes a lot of data that you and I just really can't even go through and totally use. So what we need is artificial intelligence to really just find the patterns inside of big data to turn that data that we have into something that becomes actionable for our customers and clients. And you have to realize that right now, this statistic is absolutely amazing, is that 90% of all data that has been captured and created has been done in the last 2 years. That's just an amazing fact, and it can be extrapolated out to every 2 years, it's going to say the same thing. So 2 years, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years from now, we're going to always have this pretty much as a baseline, that all of the data that's being created will have been created in the last 2 years. That's how much data is being created. And where do we store all that data? We store it in the cloud, of course, right? But there really is no cloud. I mean, where's the cloud? Where is it? It's not, it doesn't exist, but it's just somebody else's big computer. The thing is, though, I mean, that's oversimplifying the technology, but I think it gives you just a good idea of what it is and where we are. So here's the deal. With all this big data, when you and I have big data, we might be talking about, you know, maybe a few hundred gigs of data, maybe. That's pretty large, you know. I got maybe 1 gig or something on my computer somewhere, right? So small, medium-sized businesses, we don't have a lot of data, not that much data, but what about enterprise level? When you're doing 200 and 300 million a year, where's that data going? How do we get that data into the cloud? Well, Amazon has taken some steps to figure that out when it talks about exabyte of data. That's like I believe that's a 1 with 18 zeros. That's a lot of data. How do you get those kind of legacy systems into the cloud so they can have distribution across networks? Here's how they're doing it.
A number of our customers said, well, this is great if I have hundreds of petabytes or dozens of petabytes. What about if I have exabytes of data? And we have a lot of customers who have exabytes of data. When we started AWS, the notion of an exabyte of data just seemed completely out there. Like an exabyte of data, it's so big. Today, an exabyte of data is a lot more commonplace. You'd be surprised how many companies, large enterprises and successful startups, given the way they collect data, have exabytes of data. They say, well, I love snowball edges, but if I have an exabyte of data, I'm going to need like 10,000 of those snowball edges. And that's probably too many for us to want to manage. So is there something you can do that allow us to move exabytes of data so we can leverage the cloud as well. So we thought about that, though, and that was a tricky one. And the first thing that came to mind was we're going to need a bigger box.
So just imagine that coming out on stage at this conference. You know, a 45-foot long truck, but it holds, what is that, 10 million gigs in one truck. They will bring that up to your location, plug it up, it's got its own network in it, it will transfer all your company's data and then move that data to Amazon's closest data center. Why is that happening? Why is that important for Amazon to do it? Of course, they've got they've got some cards and skin in the game where right now like a third of all the internet is running on Amazon Web Services, right? And the rush between Amazon and Google and Microsoft to get more people using their cloud for data is very important. So they're trying to get these kinds of systems on because when it comes to artificial intelligence, the more data you feed it, the more it can learn when it comes to machine learning. So once it's up in the data, how do you and I get connected to it? Well, it's in your pocket. This thing in your pocket is really the cloud connector. I want you to start thinking about that because you recognize that all the data that you really need to get to, you can probably get to it through this. Not only can I get to this data for me, I can get to a lot of data from you, and I can get a lot of aggregated data. And it's all coming from the cloud, and that's our connector, right? So we're texting a lot. But what's up next? Well, talking. You guys have this right now, right? And I know Amazon in the UK is not as widespread as it is in the US. I mean, it's absolutely... It's bonkers. It's going absolutely crazy. But when they came out with the Echo, all of a sudden we are changing from a texting world to voice recognition. And it's an exciting time because the machine is starting to learn how to talk back to us. Right? So it's one thing for us to be able to recognize voice commands, but it's a whole other thing and a whole other new world for our computers and our pocket devices to be able to do that. But what happens when voice recognition goes a little bit haywire? Let's check this out.
Buddy, tell it.
Lawson, play. Hey, Lawson. Alexa.
Say Alexa.
Alexa. Play Ticker Digger.
Whoa.
I can't find the song Shake It Took Her.
Say Alexa.
Alexa, play Ticker Digger.
Oh.
I can't find the song Too Good to Her.
Alexa,
play Freak Shaw.
Let him do it.
Alexa, play Ticker Digger. Alexa, play Ticker Digger.
Oh. Bobby, can you tell it to play Wheels?
You want to hear a station for porn detected. Porno ringtone,
Okay.
hot chick amateur girl calling sexy.
No.
Hot pussy anal dildo ringtone.
Alexa,
ringtone.
stop!
I love that video, right? You know, but I mean, after a while, Alexa, it probably already knows, right? Because it's seen the video. But it learns how to interpret, young people as opposed to people that's got good dialect, right? So I just think that's pretty funny. So anyway, 130% growth in terms of usage since the Alexa has come out for voice search. Voice search is something that's here right now, right? How many of you really talk to Google through your phone or Siri, right? Not too many of you. I mean, it's kind of funny. It depends on the generation. It's like my daughter, she's 20 years old. She talks to it all the time. Matter of fact, she got me starting to talk to it. And then like when you're in the car and you want to do the text thing, you can't text, but you can talk. So you can set it up so it just allows you to talk back every time the text comes in. People are starting to find that and starting to use that. And here's the cool thing is that just this year, Alexa opened up the intelligence for the actual device that's running behind the device. It's opened up Lex, where you can create your own apps for the cloud, for the Alexa device. And literally, I'm going to show you something from that a little bit later, but it's simple and easy. So how do we go and take all this kind of stuff into our space, in the e-commerce space? It's all about getting people to order from us by using their cloud connecting device. And if you look, ignore that part, that's a bad slide. I remember I had a bad slide. But here's what happens, guys. In the red box, you will notice that if you type in something, just type it in, and you will get these new called instant answers. That's what's in the top of the results in these boxes. What that instant answer is supposed to do is it's really preparing for voice search. Voice first is the new search, right? So instant answers, because when you're doing a voice command, you don't want to come back with a whole list of 10, 20 different results on the first page. You want the instant answer. So if we're extrapolating that all the way out into e-commerce, what that means is there's going to be a reduction in choice. If people are ordering something, they're only going to get normally that something. It's going to be an instant answer, an instant result. And that is becoming a way for us to reduce the friction of people being able to order, right? Reduce the friction. You get it? It's a joke, people. You don't get it. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Some of you do get it, but it's a joke slide. But actually, the real deal is that we have to reduce the friction from ordering, because we're ordering with voice, and we don't want to make a whole lot of different selections. So when Amazon came to the front with these buttons, I was like, the hell? Who needs a button order Tide? Who needs a condom button? I just didn't get it, right? But then they came out with this other thing, the stick. How many of you have the stick? No? Is the stick here right now? Okay, so this is a device that they say you use in the kitchen, right? It doesn't have full Alexa capabilities, but you can talk to the stick and ask it like, how many teaspoons are in a cup? And it'll tell you. You can create your your shopping list with this device. You tell it, I need eggs, I need milk, and it starts building a list, and that list you can get to through your Alexa phone app, and you can manipulate it with the Alexa device. But I didn't understand all that. Why did you have buttons and this wand device until they bought Whole Foods? And all of a sudden, now it makes sense. Amazon is really making a play in the grocery space. And they're going to run it all on top of Amazon Fresh. Now it all makes sense, because Amazon really wants to get into that multi-billion-dollar industry of food. And if you just look at these charts, what you guys got, I believe, is Tesco. Is that the big one here? Grocery? So we've got Walmart. And Walmart is a monster in the U.S. It does more than 200 billion in groceries annually. 200 billion. And they've got a commanding lead, like the next biggest one is called Kroger. And Kroger does about 150 billion. So that's how far ahead they are. So when I see these charts talking about Amazon is eating Walmart's lunch in terms of ordering online for groceries, it's like, yeah, okay, but that's a $6 billion mark. These guys are doing 200 billion offline and still doing another 3 billion online. So I kind of giggle to myself with some of these headlines and clickbait. It's not really as close as they make you want to think. However, not only are the big boys or the leaders playing, but there's another one called Target. And Target's like number 3 or 4. I can't remember exactly where they are. But They are working with a Chicago place to help move forward voice search. And this is really interesting. This is taking voice search to the next level. Check this out.
Carton of eggs, bacon, waffles, maple syrup, and butter. Make it 2 waffles and add some orange juice. Add a gallon of milk. Not organic. Not skim. Add some bread, shaved ham, Swiss cheese, ketchup, and mustard.
So what's so exciting about that? Well, right now, if you want to give a command to Alexa, you have to say her name twice. Alexa, do X. Alexa, do Y. Alexa, right? Every time you do a command, you have to wake it up. But look at what's going on here. It's got the intelligence to be able to take your current command and push that up against former commands. So being able to say, give me the milk, make it skim, or make it organic, or don't make it organic. That is some serious next level intelligence that we're already into when it comes to search. All right, so what's next? Augmented reality. Now, when it comes to virtual versus augmented, I mean, augmented is like hands down the winner. Augmented to me is like the Beyonce of the whole thing. You know, Beyonce, y'all know Beyonce? Yeah, okay, cool. All right, so Zuckerberg wants to build an augmented reality platform. Guess what he's going to use? Mobile devices. Totally makes sense, doesn't it? Right? Because you remember what, was it maybe a year ago? Grown-ass people walking around catching eggs with their phone device, running into traffic and stuff. That was an interesting concept with the Pokemon. You just recognize how important augmented reality is going to be just by that little game that came out, right? So the deal is when it comes to technology, we need technology that's going to help make the customer's life better. Make ordering easier. Things that they can use. How many of you are Snapchat users? Anybody? Come on, let me see your hands. No? Okay, so y'all are old as hell. So, right? So young people, I don't get it. I don't use Snapchat hardly at all. I took this just to make it into a slide, right? But the technology of augmented reality is based on Snapchat with its filters, right? So how do we take that, and who's taking that to the next level in commerce? There is a makeup company, Sephora, that has created an app that is absolutely amazing. I would suggest that you go to your Play Store and just download that, just to see what's going on. I did that, and literally you can try on product. Isn't that amazing? And it's telling me, you can't see here, but it's telling me how to apply base makeup, right? And it's and the lady in the bottom corner, you can't see her, but she's showing you this while it's using your face and it's putting that mask over top of me with augmented reality. And then it's got another one where you can actually try on product. And I mean, literally, you just push your face in. What? I am so secure with my sexuality, whatever. I'm fabulous. So, I mean, literally, you see it put the eyelashes on me, the lipstick, and then you can swipe and change it, right? You could change the look. It's absolutely amazing. And then you could take that look and maybe send it out to all of your friends and get like, do you like that one or do you like that one, right? So I'm going to do that later after this is over. And then here's the cool part. We go all the way into the cart. Once you get the look that you want, you can add each of these to your cart and it's going to be ready for you for pickup in store. Fabulous, cool technology that you can use, right? So let's get on with the bots. These are the ones that are my favorite. The chat bots and the bots that are out there. And I showed you all these robots at the beginning, and it's kind of crazy that out of all the robots, like Hal is the one that we're kind of using, you know? It's just a dot, you know, Echo Dot. It's just a dot, and we're just talking to it. But we do recognize that when it comes to actual interaction with the cloud, messaging apps are the hotness right now. We text all the time, right? And so with that, eBay has done a shop bot. This eBay shop bot is available right now in I don't think they call it an app store, but it's in Facebook's bot store, right? You just get to it from the Messenger app, and the button all the way on the right is actually some of the apps that they have available in the store. eBay shop bot is available. You can take a picture of an item, and it will recognize that item almost instantaneously and do a search in eBay's catalog. How fantastic is that? I mean, it's still in beta. The matching, it has to be something that's well recognized. But you can just see where we're going with that, right? And it's all done inside of Facebook Messenger. Now, if you look on the right, that's me having a conversation with my friend. And I just while we're talking, so I told him, if I say, can you pay me back that $1? Facebook's automation, that little thing that looks like an M with an X through it, that's Facebook's AI. And when you see that pop up, it's giving you some artificial intelligence. It's actually reading your text. And so it saw that in my text, and it gave me a request money button. You know you can transfer money back and forth inside of Facebook. It's not really out there, and they're not talking about it that much. I don't know why, but I think Facebook is really building something for commerce that it's going to be amazing when it comes out, right? Here's another bot. How many of you heard of HubSpot? Okay, HubSpot is a marketing company. AI in marketing is really, these guys, the MarTech stuff is huge, right? And so these guys have created something. Right now, you go out there and you got to grab GrowthBot. If you're serious about business, this is the bot for you. Literally, I just said here, how much is Shopify.com spending on pay-per-click, PPC? And the bot comes right back and says, hey, my best guess is Shopify is spending about $1.3 million per month on pay-per-click campaigns. They're buying about 115,000 keywords and driving about 269,000 visitors. Now, is that some pretty deep learning for you if you want to do that for some of your competitors? And then you can go even deeper, like these buttons on the bottom, those are thumb buttons, where it says list PPC keywords or organic keywords. I can get a list of their PPC keywords just by pressing that button, and here's the list and how much they're spending on those keywords. Now, this, of course, is not definitive, but it's something that is estimated. So their estimated spending by keywords, definitely something you want to do with your competitors, is just go to GrowthBot and start seeing what they're doing and how I can get in front of that same thing. Some of you guys use Shopify. If you guys are using Shopify, there's a bot that you can put on your Shopify store right now. I think it costs $2 a month, at least it did when I was doing this lookup, and it'll give order status to your customers right inside of Facebook Messenger. So as soon as they complete the cart, it'll give them order information. It'll give them confirmation. When you start the shipping process, it'll say your product is shipped. Here's the tracking information. All of that just for $2 a month. I'm like, dude, that's pretty awesome. But this is what's going to happen, and it's going to help you and I service our customers better. So go out there and look at some of the shopping apps and the e-commerce apps that are out there. There's several of them that I marked here, and I'm sure you guys have some different ones in your bot store. But look at some of the results of chatbots. 25% decrease in the service to deal with customers, right? Just 25% overall in terms of dealing with customers, you're getting that 25% ROI back. 14% on returns, recaptured money. What's that going to be if the customer knows, hey, I didn't tell you I do sell, right? So I sell the cheapest thing in the world. I'd sell like shoelaces, right? And it's cheaper for my customer to throw them away than to try to send them back. So it's like if I can let them know immediately when they come to me and say, hey, I want to return these, I say, don't return them, just tell me what you want, we're going to send out some more. That saves me time, money, effort, because everybody thinks we're supposed to pay for their return postage now, right? Don't return it, just throw it away, we'll send you those back. Don't try to order from me now, because you know you can get 2 pairs for the price of 1, right? So like I said before, I was going to show you the Alexa Lex. You can get to this through AWS, and it gives you the ability to build cool stuff very, very quickly. They've got some pre-done templates for customer support, and one for customer support, one for creating a calendar where people can do it inside of their own chat, find your availability, and book. So that's one of them that you can use, right? Another one is API.ai to help you build these chat bots. And then Converse AI, Converse.ai. These are very broad and they're going to go across multiple platforms. It's not going to be just Facebook based, it's going to be chatbot based. Any of those things, you can put it inside of your customer support pages so that people can start talking to you guys through chat and it'll be really a chatbot. Here's some that you can use to help you quickly build on Facebook. You've got ManyChat, ChatFuel, I can't even say that, Gupshup, right? Those are ones that are good for SMBs where you get started very quickly, very low cost. So let me kind of wrap this up a little bit with the chatbots. Here's some best practices, all right? Some best practices, watch this.
This is the greatest day of my life.
Good evening, Peter.
Hello?
Congratulations on completing a training. You have access to your suit's full capabilities.
Thank you.
You have 576 possible web shooter combinations.
Awesome.
Spider web.
Whoa.
Web grenade.
Web grenade.
Reconnaissance drone.
Whoa, that's really cool.
Enhanced combat mode.
Activate taser web! Super jump! Web wings! Hey, shoot, Winnie, what are they doing?
Would you like to hear what they're saying?
I can hear what they're saying.
Activating advanced reconnaissance mode.
I'm sick of sitting around out here.
That is awesome. I can keep the suit?
Of course, doesn't fit me.
Great movie. I enjoyed that movie. Here's what you're seeing right there is you're seeing him talk to his bot. And the bot is talking back to him, right? And what the bot's doing, it's teaching him how to use it. So if you're going to create a bot, understand that your bot is probably the first time all of your users have ever used a bot. I don't have to tell you, I can just tell you, go search Google and you know exactly how to do it. Most of us, when we get to interact with a bot, recognize it's going to be their first time. So teach them how to use the bot, what the capabilities were. That's what I thought about that movie was so awesome in terms of the bot. It taught him how to be Spider-Man with the suit on, right? Also, you want to make helpful suggestions, just like I was doing in the chat bot for the other one. It was saying, you know, do you want to see the list of the PPC click words or keywords? And it let me do that. I probably wouldn't have known I could go even deeper into the understanding. So help people with good suggestions. Also, this one I don't see happening all the time. Make sure you have a command so that as soon as they get stuck, they can talk to a human. Let them be able to exit the chat bot very quickly to be able to talk to an agent. And let me reduce some of the hype that's out there and all the fake news, you know? It's not as cool as we thought it was before, right? When I first heard him say it, it was like, oh wow, it's gonna understand everything that I say. No, it won't understand everything you say, right? When people type in, you have to kind of be able to predict what they're saying, and then over time, as it gets more and more traffic, it will start learning what people are looking for. Now, all this time, I spoke about all of the different companies. I didn't mention Apple. Right? And if you just think about it, Apple is why we're here. They brought out Siri years ago. I don't know what Apple's doing right now, but I am sure they're going to make you pay $1,000 for your next phone, right? Or 1,000 pounds. So the deal is, they're working on it. They're not missing what's happening, but also they're not quick to jump into this market. So I don't want to talk about them until they start talking about it themselves, which will be very interesting. So here's just a couple of takeaways in conclusion. Look, guys, the future is here. We're living in it right now, right? And we're going to continue living in it. And people are going to talk about the future. That's what I do. I'm a future predictor, right? Yeah, right. All right? But we're in it right now, and it's time for you and I to get into it. Machine learning and AI will change everything. It will tap into pretty much all of our areas of life. It will impact everything. Augmented reality is the opportunity for you and I right now, right? I just really think we can get into it a lot cheaper than we could if we wanted to do the virtual thing. But I just think it's coming, and I don't know probably by the end I can't wait to go to CES at the beginning of the year, just to see what's going on. It's going to be awesome. And bots are going to become the key drivers for conversation. People are going to keep talking to that Alexa device. If you didn't check that, you see how the child was using the device? It actually, just instinctively knew that if Alexa wasn't recognizing his voice, he pushed the button. Did you catch that? Just instinctively. So that's the way it's going to be going as we move forward, right? And of course, Skynet will not kill you, not yet. One day, who knows? But right now, don't worry about it. I don't care what anybody else says. It's not going to kill you yet. As long as we can cut off the power, we're good, right? Just make sure you create your bots with a power button, and we're good. All right? Well, I hope you enjoyed that. This is my information. I'll be hanging around all day. My name is John Lawson. Thank you very much.